The Clark Air Base Hospital was used during World War II and Vietnam War. It was founded in December 1964. The locals think that this hospital is haunted because so many soldiers died there. This site changed from a prosperous hospital to gutted and decaying ruins. Voices and ghosts are common occurrence at Clark Air Base and attract the attention of curious people. The area has now been completely declared off limits to everyone due to the violent spirits that locals like looters and the homeless have seen there. The Quark Museum is now the home of the spirit of a serviceman who hanged himself on base and is said to haunt the building. The sounds of swing music are often heard in the early morning hours by the foundation of what is left of the old canteen. Many claim to have heard someone yelling, "Help me, I don't want to die," at the mortuary. But it is the base hospital itself that is said to see the most spirit activity, and that even when it was open and in operation, screams and babies crying are also often heard, as well as countless reports of apparitions walking or floating throughout the building. The hospital is one of the very few places that Ghost Hunters International actually deemed haunted, and the base was one of the most haunted places they have ever visited. Teachers Camp in Baguio City is considered to be one of the most haunted places in the Philippines. Teachers Camp is a place for religious retreats and other gatherings. The camp was opened as a training site for teachers from the US. It provides comfortable accommodation since 1908. There are spirits said to haunt the Teachers Camp. One of the commonly cited spirits is a spirit of a lady in white. She has been seen walking in the Teachers Camp, yet no one knows why she haunts the camp. A headless priest is said to have been seen walking throughout the Teachers Camp. Another spirit, Love Sekiguro, is one of the most feared spirit in the Teachers Camp. This ghost follows any young female he likes in the camp. According to reports from women, this spirit has followed them to the cabin where they stay, where they are being watched while they sleep. The scariest spirit that haunts the Teachers Camp is said to be a woman soaked in blood. Those who have slept in the camp have described waking up about 3 in the morning, only for them to discover the woman in their bed covered in blood. It served as the residence of the Laprul family, one of Baguio's oldest families, one of the outstanding examples of American colonial architecture in the nation is the Laprul House. Household members were subjected to abuse and torture by Japanese soldiers during the height of World War II. There were stories from locals and passers-by of the road imparting sightings of a kid in front of the stairways of the house. A kid who is reportedly the owner's grandchild used to cross the street with her nanny so she could play with other children in the area, until one day the child had a car accident when she suddenly ran across the road when she saw her nanny talking to their neighbor across the house. Another constant story of the house is the appearance of a woman peeking at the window of the 3rd floor, believed to be the nanny who was killed on the said room. Since the very early 1950s, Bailey Drive has been the supposed haunt of the ghostly Lady in White. A white lady is said to frequently haunt Bailey Drive, a 2-lane thoroughfare. A local legend claims that she was attacked and killed on Bailey Drive in the 1950s, but her ghost remained, dressed in a white gown, with long hair covering her face like a veil. She became a white lady who haunted the streets in search of her murderer. Thus, her haunting continues until she finds him, while taxi drivers and other motorists claimed to have seen her glaring at them in rearview mirrors. Numerous sightings were afterwards reported. Moreover, there are tales like the ghost is a teenage girl who was slain by a taxi driver at night and buried near a Bailite tree in Bailite Drive. Another tale says she was a woman who lives in one of the historic houses in Bailite Drive who was killed by her own family, and she is now flagging down every passing vehicle asking for help. Some say it was a lady killed in a hit and run incident along Bailite Drive. Others say she was a student from a university who was raped and murdered by a taxi driver, and her body was thrown beside a Bailite tree. Thank you for watching.